Interested in working remotely from home with the ability to set your own schedule? Then contact Notary to Notary. Our online training program teaches individuals everywhere how to create and run successful notary businesses nationwide. Whether you're looking for supplemental or full-time income, we'll teach you the benefits of being a business owner, including time and financial freedom. Visit notarytonotary.com to learn more about our training program.
Hey guys, have you had a chance to get a copy of my new book, The Ultimate Ron Guide? If you are ready to build a remote online notary business, then this book is what you need. In this book, I give you all the information that you need to know in order to build a successful remote online business, no matter what state you're in, as long as your state authorizes remote online notarizations. Head on over to Amazon today and get your copy. You'll be glad you did. You can't hear me. I was muted. Now I'm unmuted so you can hear me. Hey guys, it's Vanessa Terry here with Notary to Notary, and I am super excited to have you guys with me today as we talk about what is required to be a successful six-figure notary signing agent in this industry. So we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to give you guys some updates of things that's going on. Then we're going to hop right into our training today. If you don't know, I am in Virginia, and I started off as a notary in Virginia in 2014. Think about it. In 2014. So I started off in 2014 as a notary. I wasn't a notary signing agent when I first got started. I was just a basic notary. So how many of you guys are just a notary or are not even a notary yet? You're just interested in getting into it. For me, I'm sure you guys have heard my story, but if not, I'll share with you guys now. So before I became a notary, I had my daughter, and I just wanted to find something that I could do that was flexible, that would still generate enough income for me, for my family, and it would give me that time flexibility for me to be able to make it to my daughter's events and, anything she's doing, like to be that soccer mom or dance classes or school events, whatever the case was. I said, you know what? At the time I was working at Qdoba. Shout out to Qdoba, hashtag queso. Okay. And I loved it at the time, but it didn't go along with the vision that I saw for myself. And so, I decided to go online and do some research and say, okay, what can I find that's flexible, that I can still make money? And you guys, some of you guys are familiar with all of the ways to make money, like work from home kind of ideas, like Avon, Mary Kay, MLMs, things like that. And so I kind of got into some of that stuff. I've done Avon, Mary Kay, and quite a few MLMs, and it didn't really give me the return I was looking for. And so I decided to keep looking, and then I found Notary. And when I found Notary, initially my first thought was, okay, this is going to be a way for me to make like gas money. Okay. And I'm thinking the same thing like you guys are thinking, okay, I'll get into it. I'll make some quick, money or whatever on the side. Most people think that when they think of notary, and then, I'll find something else more permanent. And so when I got into it in 2014, I went ahead and did my application online. I got approved, and I went to my local courthouse and took my commission and did my oath and got my commission. And immediately I set up a Google business page. Now, I already had some back knowledge of marketing and things like that because I was running a nonprofit at the same time as well. And so I set up a Google business page because I knew the power of a Google business page. And so I set that up. And within like a couple days, people were calling me to get documents notarized. And so after I did my, got my commission, everything, when I got approved, I read my handbook. And so I understood how to charge. And I know that people get really confused about that. And it's like, I don't know why it came so simple to me, but it just did. And so people were calling me for like power of attorneys or like student affidavit forms or whatever they needed to be done. And I was collecting, 20, 40, 50 bucks here and there. And so I did that for what we call general notary work. Okay. So before I even knew that general notary work was a thing, I was doing general notary work. Okay. And so I did that for 2 years. No, I did it for about a year. Let me go back. I did it for like not even a year, a little less than a year. And I got a call one day from someone who wanted me to do a loan closing. And it was a signing service who called me because they just saw that I was a notary. Because when you're a notary, your information is listed publicly when you first get your commission. Your state will list, because you're commissioned by your state. You're not technically a state employee, but you are commissioned and empowered by your state. So that is public information. So anyone can go in there and find out who you are as a notary. Okay. And so they called me because at the time I wasn't doing any other marketing. I think I had my website and I had my Google business page. That was it. Okay. And they called me and said, hey, can you do this loan closing for us? Now, me, if you don't know, I did a DISC assessment with Eric Thomas. So if you guys don't know, I'm a high D. How many of you guys are high D? How many of you guys have ever done a DISC assessment? DISC, a DISC assessment. Okay. How many of you guys have done one of those? So it basically just tells you kind of who you are, how you operate, who you work best with, what, those kind of things like that. And so I'm a high D. So that being said, I'm very like loud and in your face and like, just like, I'll do anything, whatever you want to do. Right. So when she called and she was like, okay, can you do this loan closing? I said, I've never done one before, but absolutely, let's do it. Right. And so a lot of times, people may get a phone call and they're like, oh, how many times have you guys got started? You got a call. Can you do a loan closing? You're like, oh, I'm not ready. Da, 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 da. That was not me at all. I was completely like, I'll do it. What I got to do. Okay. And so she sent me this little PowerPoint. Everyone always asks me, where's the PowerPoint now? I don't have it. I don't know where it is. I probably deleted it probably like a week or two after the fact. I just went through it. It seemed pretty simple. She sent me loan docs and I went and I did the loan closing and everything went well. She paid me $80 for that. And so from there, I said, my phone's doing things. From there, let me make sure my camera is still on. Hold on, y'all. 2 seconds. Okay. So from there, I went on to do more research into what loan closings were. And notary signing agents or loan signing agents, that term is used interchangeably. They both mean the same thing. A loan signing agent is a notary signing agent. Okay. And so I went to do more research on that. Give me one quick second, guys. Yes, I went to do research on that. And I signed up with lots of signing companies. I did my NNA certification. And from there, I just started rocking and rolling. I started getting lots of orders, lots of jobs. And I did it, until in 2016, I quit my job, which at the time when I quit, I was working at a call center. And how many of you guys ever worked at a call center? It's kind of boring for me, especially with me being a high D. I'm very like high energy, like, and so I would be on the calls and we're having a whole situation because I can't just have a boring phone call. I'm over here like telling jokes and I'm like, what are you doing? Where do you live? That's so cool, right? Because I just don't like being bored. And so I knew that after like a month or so, this was not going to work, right? But how many of you guys stay at jobs that don't work just because you need to collect that check? And so I stayed there, but I did not like that job at all. I didn't like sitting down all day. I didn't like the strictness of the time. Like we had like to take only like certain like times for bathroom breaks and lunch breaks, and you had to like clock out when you're getting up, and it was just too strict for me with my time. And I didn't like doing the same thing every day. And one thing that I love about notary is that you meet so many different people every day. And so it's always something new. It's always something different. It's always exciting. And so I love that. And now sometimes people you meet kind of crazy, but most of the time you're going to meet people that are awesome, that are amazing, that are high energy, or they have really cool jobs, or they have, live in really cool houses, or have really cool hobbies, or things like that. And you end up learning. I've learned so much working as a notary signing agent from the clients. Like I will be sitting at a client's house and they'll be telling me about some random law that just got passed, or did you know about this? There's a guy that I met, and it's so crazy because I did his loan closing twice. Okay. So I did his loan closing probably I don't know. I wanted it might have been a couple years ago. And then I came back and did it again. And then I met him again somewhere else. And I was like, you look really familiar to me. And he was like, well, what do you do? And I said, I'm a notary and I train notaries. And then he was like, oh, did you do my loan closing? You look so familiar. And I said, possibly. And I said, what do you do? And he told me he was an artist. He makes art sculptures, like art pieces from lights. And as soon as he said that, I said, oh my God, I did do your loan closing. Because all throughout his house, he had different like light fixtures, like lamps, but he would turn them into art pieces. And I said, that was so cool. I'd never seen anybody do that. I mean, they were amazing that I would never have forgotten that. And as soon as he told me I make art out of light, and I was like, I know you. I did come to your house twice. So that was really cool. And so I meet lots of different people all the time. I've met amazing people, especially if you guys are working as a notary signing agent already, that you just meet so many different people, and it's so awesome. And so I quit my job in 2016, and I went to do this full time for forever. And then I started Notary to Notary in 2019. And so it's weird, it's funny because the only reason why I started was because I was helping all my friends and my family, because they knew, hey, this is Vanessa who, I did go to college, but I was always working management kind of level jobs, some entry level jobs, but not too entry because I had already had some management experience. And so I never started a business outside of my nonprofit. Okay. And so people were seeing me like, oh, she's making money. She's making her own schedule. Like, how do you do that? How do you do that? And so I was telling all my friends and my family and teaching them how to do it. And then one day somebody said to me, you should do a class. And I was like, how do you do that? Right? So I just started researching, and then Notary to Notary was born. And if how many of you guys have seen the pictures of when we first started? It was we have grown so much, so fast. And so we started right here, in Richmond, Virginia, and we started doing the classes. Some of my students are still doing notary work since 2019, and they're killing it, even so. And so it's really cool to see, the growth as we continue to go. And so then I started training in 2019, and here we are 2020, 2022, and I'm still training and still teaching. And so I'm going to give you guys some of my tips that I recommend to people that want to become successful. Okay. If you already have your notary commission, that's the first step. That was the easiest part, period. Okay. But I'm going to tell you guys some things that I feel like were mandatory in order for me to be successful, in order for anybody to be successful as a notary signing agent. And I'm trying to get away from the term notary signing agent because it kind of puts you in the mindset of you can only do loan closings. But when I say be successful as a notary, sometimes people think, oh, well, I don't want to be a notary. I want to be a notary signing agent. And they get the terminology confused. And the reason why I say that is because you can make great money doing general notary work, doing e-notary, doing loan closings. And it really just depends on what you prefer, what works for you. So right now, and at this time in my life, I prefer e-notary and or general notary work. But there was a time in my life where I only did loan closings. That was it. I didn't do e-notary and I didn't do general notary work because I wanted to fill my schedule. And you guys know I would do between 5 to 10 a day. So between 5 to 10 a day will put me between, let's just say on average, a loan closing is about $100. Okay. So I would put between 5 and 10 a day. That would be on average between $500 and $1,000 a day. Okay. And that's how I built out my Monday through Friday. I did do some on Saturday. I never did them on Sunday. If I did, I usually only did one on Saturday, possibly two. If it was like close, and it was like, or they paid a lot of money, and it was like, I can't say no. But usually, especially when I really started to get the ball going, and a lot of times, and I say that because when you really start getting the ball going, you'll have your regulars. So when you first get started as a notary signing agent, of course, you want to sign with as many companies as possible. But over time, you're going to have your favorites. And so over time, I really like narrowed down my companies between like 5 to 10. So I had 5 to 10 companies that I work with consistently. Now, yes, random companies would call me here and there, but typically I'd be booked between my 5 to 10 that I couldn't take on anything new. Unless there was a random break and I'm like, okay, what time is that? I do a break in here. And so even though I signed with hundreds of companies, over time, I got it down to that 5 to 10. And then they gave me the majority of my work. But it's like you have to go the long way first to get down to your favorites. And your favorites will keep you pretty consistent because they know the work you do. And so like, and that's even for me, like with my signing service, you guys know I have a signing service as well now. It's called On Time Notary. And so we have favorites. I know. You're like, Vanessa, you can't have favorites. So we do. We do. We have favorites. And I say that to say that because there are times when orders will come through and different notaries will say, because we have notaries all over the country who will, accept the order, and we have favorites in different states. Now, let's say we get an order in a state that we don't have a favorite in. We'll just pick anybody who kind of meets the credentials that we're looking for, right? That has the requirements we're looking for. But let's say we put an order out in a state where we have favorites, okay? People that have worked with us and they do a great job and we never have to take anything to them because they're good to go, right? When those orders go out and we get like 5 notaries respond back and say, hey, I'm available, it's going to the favorite, okay? And so people might say, well, favoritism's not fair. Guess what? It's not fair, but it's real, okay? And that's why I'm always telling people to build relationships. It's so, so, so important to build actual fruitful, meaningful relationships, okay? I can tell you that I have signing services that will wait for me they will call me, leave a message and wait, or they'll send a work order out on SnapDocs and they will wait to see if I respond, or they might call me, hey, can you still do this? Like, because they knew the kind of work that I did. And so they would wait for me to respond. And if I didn't respond, they would call and they'll say, oh, I figured you're probably in a signing or something, but can you do this order for us? And the reason why they do that is because they're pretty much guaranteed that it's going to be done correctly. And so they will rather wait for someone that they know is going to do a good job than just shoot the breeze on someone they've never seen before. Now, not to say that never happens. I give orders out to people that I've never seen before. But if I see my favorite, it's going to my favorite, okay? Just because I don't, we don't want to make mistakes. You don't want errors. We have to walk behind people and, things like that. So that's why I say it's so important to build relationships. And it's not hard to become a favorite. Guess what? The favorite became a favorite. She had to become a favorite. You know what I'm saying? So favorites have to become favorites. At one point, they were just a new person, but they put that work in and they started, they put that work in. They showed us their work ethic. Like, okay, hold on. She does a great job. Keep her. Hold on. Listen. Okay. That's how you become a favorite. Okay. So yes, I was looking at questions and it kind of threw my mindset off a little bit, but yeah. So I started Notary to Notary, and we have lots of courses on our website. So a lot of people just go right for the notary signing agent, but there's so many other courses and webinars and trainings that we have that makes your business more well-rounded. And actually, we're revamping our website and our training currently. So you'll see, like, if you're in the notary signing agent, you'll see, like, we've uploaded new loan docs in there over the weekend. We're pulling some down, uploading new ones. The e-notary course is getting completely renovated. Like, there's a whole bunch of new things changing, but there's also so many additional trainings that we have. Like, we have our business credit training in there. How many of you guys have taken the business credit training? That's important. A lot of people overlook that. Like, we're not just, when I started Notary to Notary, I was just teaching notary work, like how to get notaries, but I also was teaching some of the basics. Like, hey, you got to market. Let's talk about marketing. I was doing some of the basics, but now the more that I learned, for one, and the more that I saw people didn't know, I said, oh, you guys also need business training, because especially if you're getting into business for the first time and no one ever had a business in your family, none of your close friends, nobody, you're not going to know what to do. And so a lot of people that take my business credit course will say, I didn't even know I can get business credit. A lot of people don't know that it's 10 times, 1,000 times easier to build business credit than it is to build personal credit. Right? It's these little things like that people just don't know. Like you right now, a business, you can set business credit up today. You can get lines of credit. You can get credit cards, things like that. When you have certain things in place, you can get that, and you can boost your score really quickly with business credit in comparison to personal credit. How many of you guys ever worked on your personal credit? Okay. When it comes to personal credit, it can easily take several months into like a year to see some traction. Like you'll see some, but I mean to make those major jumps we're looking for, it can take some time to get those things, to get your score to where you want it to be. Easily, especially trying to get into the 800 club. It can definitely take some time. It is not as challenging for business credit, and the rules are completely different. So like on the personal credit side, you're penalized for having excessive utilization. So in the perfect world, your utilization on your personal credit will be under 10%, right? Under 30 is ideal. Under 10 is where you need to be at, or completely at 0. But there's some rules for that. Anyway, on the business side, your credit utilization is basically irrelevant. They want you to use your credit. Like it makes your business look more like you're doing something when you're using your credit line. So it's completely different. Whereas on personal, you don't want to use. It's like basically they want you to use it. Like they give it to you, but it's like, let's see how much of her credit she's going to use. It really doesn't make sense, right? And then it's kind of backwards. Because how many of you guys ever went for a personal credit card increase and got denied due to low utilization, right? But then it's like, wait, if I use it, it's going to hurt my score. See, now you're playing games. There's ways, like there's loopholes to that. Like you can use your personal credit and max and, put your limit up high, but pay it off before it hits before it bills and hits your credit, right? You can do those things to still finagle the system, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not really designed to whereas on the business side, you're not penalized for, credit utilization, right? So you're not going to be affected. Like, oh my gosh, she's using her credit card. No, that's what they want you to do. So things like that is like things people don't talk about. Also, like last week we had our SWAM certification, right? So remember we talked about that. So like every state has a certification for minorities, women, disabled persons, veterans, things like that. And so those certifications are like, basically they help you in acquiring funding. So whether that's loan, not typically loan funding, but funding, grants, contracts, government contracts, corporate contracts, things like that. It just helps you stand out from the crowd when you have those certifications. But those are things that no one's really talking about, right? And so we decided, so as I started to build, I had a lot of business building knowledge that when you're becoming a notary and you're building this, guess what? You're building a business. Build a successful notary signing agent business. Okay. So that means you need to understand how to build a business, right? That means you need to understand the basics, how to file taxes. How many of you guys know how to file business taxes? How many of you guys know when business taxes are due? How many of you guys know what you can claim on your taxes, what you can't? Right? A friend of mine is actually a pretty established CPA here. He's really popular. And he was telling me that most people pay the IRS too much money. Hands down. He was like, the majority of people in this country will pay the IRS too much money. It just is what it is. And so that's because they just don't know they don't understand the tax code, the tax law, and they don't know what they can claim and what they can't claim. And so we cover that in the tax and financial management course on our website, but we also cover it in our Ready for Tax Season webinar. Both of those are on our website. And so we did that because we saw people were like really confused. Like, wait, people don't understand like how to file S Corp. What does S Corp even mean? How does that affect you when you start filing your taxes? All of these things are things that we talk about. We talk about, how to market on social media. We have a whole course on social media marketing for your business. And a lot of times when I talk to people and I'm like, oh, are you on TikTok? Are you on Instagram? Are you using your Google business page? Are you on Facebook? Are you on LinkedIn? No. Or they'll say, I have it for my personal use, but not my business. We had our women's in business conference. When was that? The luncheon last week, I think it was. And I asked everyone, do you post more on your personal page than you do your business? If you do, it's counterproductive. Okay. You need to be posting Okay, so this is what I gave them. You don't have to do this, but I would say at least once a day if you're just getting started. But if you really want to go hard, between 4 to 5, 5 to 10 times a day, like on different platforms. So like LinkedIn, but we talked about how all the platforms work and how you would use each one. So it's not just like posting the same thing on everywhere, because the algorithms are different. And so we talk about those things. We talk about marketing. We talk about networking. We talk about client management, client retention. These are things that people are not, most of the times when you go into business, you don't really understand. Like when you have a client, how do you handle that client? What is your client management strategy? Do you have a CRM? Do you have a mailing list? Do you have, how are you, especially when we talk about signing services. So I'm going to tell you guys really quick about a new program that we're pushing out with Notary to Notary. And it's because a lot of people have been asking about starting a signing service. Have you been interested in signing services? Okay. And so let me tell you what a signing service is first, then I'll tell you the new program. Okay. So a signing service is a company that has a pool of notaries, however they acquire their notaries, however small or however large their notary pool is. They have a pool of notaries, okay? They go out and they get clients. So they'll get lenders, title companies, attorneys, businesses, whatever, that give them work orders for notaries. They then assign those notary work orders to notaries, right? And they're basically a middleman, okay? And so a lot of you guys, I'm sure, are signed up with signing services, right? So like my signing service is On Time Notary. And the reason why I love signing services, why I started one, is because I understand the value of leveraging other people's time. Okay. And so you'll never, I think it was Robert Kiyosaki that said it, you will never become wealthy if you have to individually work for all of your money. Okay. If you are able to leverage other people's time, now you can make money. I'm not saying you can't make money. 6 figures is great money, but 6 figures is not wealthy. Okay. You can make great money leveraging your own time, but you will never become wealthy leveraging your own time. You have to learn how to leverage other people's time. And so that's what a signing service does. A signing service takes a pool of notaries that goes out and works for you to complete loan closing. You keep a portion of that fee from that vendor, and then notary gets a portion as well. Okay. But you're not actually going out and doing all those loan closings or general notary work or e-notary. Okay. And so I like that because it allows you to make money off of other people's efforts and time. And they're still making money as well, but you are that middle person. Okay. And so what we did, we have a signing service masterclass that's coming up May the 7th. Okay. And so if you are interested in doing the signing service, and I like the masterclass because it gives you like the basics that you need to get started. And so most people, they have, and I'm getting to my point in a second. Most people have worked for signing services, but they don't really understand how a signing service works. It's definitely a lot of systems involved. Okay. It's not, I would say like when you're running your independent notary business, there are systems. Yes. And if you can't manage the systems that you currently have, you might want to work on getting that together first, because there's so many more systems that are involved when you're actually scaling and growing a signing service. And that is important to be able to have more. It is not a weekend. What is that? That was not a weekend. Hold on, guys. But I'm going to tell you guys about this new program that we have. And I put the link for the masterclass. So the signing service masterclass is it this weekend? It's May the 7th. Wow, May the 7th. It's coming up. This promo on the screen is what we currently have going on. It's massive action, one word, and it takes 50% off all of our online courses and the webinars that I just talked about that are on our website. Okay. So yes, we do have the courses, but we also have the webinars that we do too. Not all of them, but there are a select few that you can purchase and rewatch, and you have access to them indefinitely. But the new thing that we're doing is coaching. So it's a cohort that we're having for signing service people who want to start signing services. And the reason why we did this is for two things. So we have the signing service masterclass that we do. We had one, I think, a year ago. We have another one coming up on the 7th. I don't do them that often. I do them pretty much periodically. Not periodic, kind of spaced out, not periodically. The last one, I believe, was like a year ago. Probably like a year ago that we had that. And so we have one coming up this Saturday. And the reason why I don't do them that much is because One, it's a lot to teach, and it's not something that I can honestly tell you you're not going to learn everything in one session, because I can't even teach everything about notary in one session. Like, I can try to cram it in a couple hours, but there's always like more. Oh, wait, hold on. You got to do this. Oh, wait, do this too. And so when it comes to signing services, what we found is that we have our coaching program. So you guys know we have our one-on-one coaching program that we do, where when you enroll, you get access to our coaches. You can call, you can email, you can schedule video training sessions, one-on-one Zoom sessions with us. You get different emails and different materials that are sent to you because you're a coaching student, right? You also get a list of 100 signing and title companies you can sign up with to build your notary business. And so what we found was that a lot of people were, not a lot, some, I would say, like, we have a lot of coaching students. I wouldn't say all of them, because everyone's not ready for a signing service, okay? And so we had some people that were in the coaching program. I'm like, okay, well, I want to get into signing services. How do I do that? How do I build that? Right? And so our team is awesome. They're amazing. And I'm the only one that's built a signing service, right? And so it would be a whole lot for me to try to unload my brain on the team and just try to get them to, know every single thing that has to be done. So I said, okay, let's regroup. And so what we're doing is we're doing a cohort for people who want to build signing services. And so that information will come out either today or tomorrow. And it's actually me teaching it. So I'm the coach. Okay. I am coaching. And it's funny because I used to do all of our coaching. When we first got started, I did all the one-on-one coachings. How many of you guys had a coaching with me? Tia did. Okay. I did all the one-on-one coachings, and it was a lot. It was like, whoo, because if my schedule would be full all day. And then Angel came on. He helped alleviate so much of my calendar that allowed me to grow and expand and do other things. And so now we have Nikita as well, who started off as a student. She started off completely brand new in the notary business. She took the courses, she took the coaching, she did the trainings. She's grown her business substantially. And then she also came on to work on the team. So I love her story. It's absolutely amazing. So Nikita is actually one of our coaches as well. I love how she started off brand new and just went through the whole journey, and now works with us as well, coaching other people to show them, yes, you can make six figures. Let me show you how I did it. Right. And so this new cohort you'll see come out, we are only allowing 5 people. Look at that. My finger's disappearing. 5. There you go. 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason why for that too, it's so intensive that there's no way I could teach 200 of you guys at one time. Like, you wouldn't really grasp it all because it's so technical and it's so much work that goes into the system. It's really system based. And so what we decided to do was like, okay, we're going to do a cohort. So I don't know if you're familiar with that term. Basically, it's like a month. It's a month training program. And we're going to let 5 people in for the training program that's coming up. And we'll have training sessions together. And we're actually going to teach you how to build and set up your systems and grow your signing service. And so I think that would be the best way for everyone who's interested to be able to really understand what goes into a signing service. And it really, I can tell you guys hands down, if you are not organized, it's not for you. Okay. Signing. And then on top of that, you can get into like building your own notary signing agent business and set your own hours. You can't really do that with signing services. I mean, you can, depending on how big you want to go. So my signing service is nationwide. That means I can't work a 9 to 5 because we have clients in California. Okay. And they're not done until, they're 3 or 4 hours behind. So I still get calls and emails at 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Because to them, it's like, what do you mean? It's daytime. No, it's nighttime, darling. Okay. And so I can't stay, well, I'm done at 5. And they're still like in the middle of their day, like, hold on, I got loans to close, ma'am. Right. And so you have to take that into consideration. Now, you don't have to do a nationwide signing service. You don't. I think Tamika, one of my other students, she started her signing service, and hers is local to Richmond, I think. So she has a local signing service where she just operates. I believe it's just a local signing service. That's why I talked about them. What she said is a local signing service that she operates. And so you can do them local. You can do local to your city. You could do local to your state. You can do regional, or you can do nationwide. It's really up to you. I would highly recommend starting off local. And that's what I did. I started off local and then I expanded. And that's really just to finalize and fine tune your systems. What you don't want to do is get so big that you can't manage it. And I will tell you, that's honestly at one point, On Time Notary hit that mark where we had entirely too much work. And I know you're probably like, Vessa, that's a good thing. No, it's not. Okay. So we hit a point where we were bombarded with loan closings. It was entirely too much. I mean, we were working from as early as like 6 a.m. and we wouldn't stop sometimes until 12. Okay. And that includes scheduling, following up, errors, things like that. Like we would, and then, oh my gosh, I mean, I would say 11-ish. Okay. 11, sometimes 12. Okay. And then, I mean, this is Monday through Friday. And then Saturdays, we still had a workload. Sunday was the only day we really didn't have much going on. And at that time, we were also doing general notary work. So we were still getting calls on Sundays, but it wasn't as much as during the week. And so we hit a point where we were just like, yo. And I mean, it was so much. And it's crazy because I was like, oh my gosh, it's what I wanted, but I wasn't ready. Okay. We were doing it nationwide. We had our service is still nationwide. So we had a nationwide signing service, which we still have. And we had orders all over the state. And it was just like, yo, hold on. And so, but it's a learning moment, guys. That's really important. I could have easily taken that experience, gotten discouraged, and say, you know what? I can't do this. And I could have just shut it down and quit. But I didn't. I learned from it. I said, okay, my systems are not adequate enough to sustain this workload. I need to improve my systems, right? So I had to learn. I made lots of mistakes at that time. Lots of mistakes. I had to learn from them. I had to say, okay, this doesn't work. I had to do research on different technology softwares that were out there that would help me automate. When I tell you automation is king, automation is king. And you guys know, if you've ever watched me, like when I'm just randomly talking, I automate almost anything I can possibly think of in my life. If there's a way to automate it, it's getting automated, because then it frees up my time to do other things. And so I had to really learn. I'm still learning that, guys. You're never done. You're never done learning. You're never done learning. You're never done automating. You're never done increasing your technology systems, things like that. There's always technology that's coming out. And guess what? If you're using old technology and all of your competitors are using new technology, it's making them faster and better, you're going to get outsourced. Like, you're going to be done, right? Because in my book, Do It Yourself e-Notary Guide, right? What did I say? When you're done changing, you are done. Okay. When you're done improving on yourself, you are done. Also, if you have not gotten your copy on the Do It Yourself e-Notary Guide, make sure you go to Amazon today and grab it. And this is the Do It Yourself remote online notarizations, the ultimate guide to building a successful e-notary business. It's on Amazon, as well as our Notary Journal. Hey, hope you guys got a copy of our Notary Journal. Super cute, super cute. So our Notary to Notary Journal is also on Amazon. Make sure you go to Amazon today and get your copy. Just put in like Notary to Notary Vanessa Terry, it'll come up, and you'll see the books that we have on there as well. But yeah, so it was definitely a lot of growth. And we're still growing, and we're still learning, and we're still improving. And it's always like, I'm never done researching. Like I told you guys, a friend of mine made me get this Popple. I heard it, but I didn't really get into it. If you guys missed the tutorial that I did on Popple, it's on YouTube. I did it Friday, last week. So go back and watch it so you can see how you can have that digital business card. People just tap your phone and they have all the things that you want to share with them. It's really cool because you can put on there like your social media handles, your email, your phone number, your picture, anything you want to share with people that would go on a business card, or plus more things. You have that, and all you do is tap your phone and they have it now saved. They don't have to have a bunch of business cards at the store, or, oh, I didn't get it. Can you put it in my phone? You gotta do all that. Just tap. That's it. Just tap. Okay. All right. So where was I going with this? I'm going a few places, but I did want to give you some things that I feel like would make sure you guys join our text community. So our text community is text join to 804-373-8883. One more time. Text join to 804-373-8883. Ta-da! Okay, so let's go over a few things that I feel like are super duper important to have when it comes to building your notary business, okay? First thing is your foundational paperwork. So we went over that with SWAM. So when we did our SWAM certification, I talked about how I have a hard copy and a e-copy of all of my foundational paperwork. And that's basically like your business license, your LLC document, your insurance, everything that you need to have to be organized, your EIN, that actually came from the IRS, not just you writing it down, but the actual form, like actually running your business like a business. So getting all of the things you need to have your business be legit and have it in one place. So putting it in a binder and also having it like in your email, wherever you need to put it. So that way it is organized. And my coach, I have a coach, right? He's really mean. No, he's not mean. He's awesome. His name is Dan. If you see this, Dan, hey, Dan, the man. Okay, so I have a business coach and he's mean. He's not mean. He's nice. But he has made me cry, I think 3 times to date. And we're just talking about business, but it's good, guys. It's so important to have a coach that really just shows you. And it's like, ma'am, listen, okay? And so one of the key principles that we operate under is that any file that I have, any file that exists, I have to be able to find it in under 60 seconds. Okay, how many of you guys can do that? On the personal level and on the business level. Any file that you have to be able to find it in under 60 seconds. So if you have any file in your office, in your file cabinets, you have to be able to find it in 60 seconds. If it's on your computer, in your email, in your My Computer, and all of your files, they should be all labeled. Everything should be inside a folder. You should be able to find it. Everything should be named. I had to get good on that. I didn't name all my files. Like I would just scan something. You know, when you scan it, it'll have like a generic, like a bunch of numbers and letters, and I would just save it. Sometimes I wouldn't name all my files. I was like, I don't know what that is. I scanned it there. Or it's just like scanned April 29th, 2016. Who knows what that is? I don't know. And so, oh my gosh, it took me like 2 weeks, guys, when he gave me that assignment to go through everything and organize everything and name everything and trash a bunch of things, right? But since doing that, oh my gosh, it's so much. There's really no file that I can't find. It's just like, oh, I know what that is. That's over there. That's over there. That's over there. Right? Like when I'm on my computer and like someone emails me and they say, hey, Vanessa, can you send a copy of this, this, and this? Oh, yes, in this folder. Attached, gone. Right? Honey, life changer. I can say, and even like with that, I had to organize my phone. Y'all, how many of y'all phones are unorganized? So my phone stays pretty. Okay, so first of all, let me say this. My phone was organized to me. Okay, so there's levels to organization. Prior to getting my coach, my phone was not organized. Okay, it was stuff everywhere. I had a bunch of texts, voicemails, apps all over the place. Ones I didn't even, it was all over the place, right? And then I had to organize it, and I had to put like put them in categories and like that. I mean, whatever. So it was organized, right? I went through files, boom, done, wonderful. Then I went to Atlanta a month ago, and I met with Kendra. Kendra's our marketing director. And I can tell you, she's like a high S, high C on the DISC assessment. I'm a high D. She's very organized. Okay. She's extremely organized. Okay. I mean, she's like organized. And so I looked at her phone. I mean, she has everything organized. I mean, all of her apps are like in neatly and they have labels. And then, oh my gosh, her phone is like, and I looked at her phone and I said, oh my gosh, can you do mine, please? Like, how do you do mine? Can you do mine like that? And I was, okay, so it's levels to it. So now my next level is to get my phone to her phone. And her browser's all organized. Y'all know in Google Chrome, you can set profiles. I didn't know that. She taught me that. She taught me about a bunch of this up here, but I don't remember all that. Okay, she was talking about the profiles. So she was like, when you have different businesses, you can set different profiles on your Google profile, on your Google page. So when everybody uses Google Chrome for the most part, yeah. Okay, so you know your little circle, your little picture mine's on the right hand side, and it says person or profile. You can make different profiles, and so how she taught me to do it was, okay, so you put a profile for, let's say, Vanessa Terry. That's my personal. So and when I open Vanessa Terry, I have all my tabs are for personal things. So like household, kids, whatever. They're my bookmarks on my top, right? And then all my files are organized, and she just did such an awesome job with that. But then I can also hit that drop down, and I can put, okay, notary to notary. And then I can have like StreamYard or Microsoft Outlook or Thinkific, whatever at the top. And so it's just so cool because I didn't know you could do that, but just found that out. So I'm learning. Okay. Technology is awesome and we have to learn it. Okay. All right. So anywho, you said I just received a text while you were on live. Yes, automation is key. Okay. All right. So where was I going? All right. Foundational paperwork is really important. Being organized is really important. Okay. Knowing your industry is really important. So everyone, and then you would be surprised how many notaries I've talked to that have not read their handbook. I know. I just called you out because you wanted them. I know. It's okay though. It's not okay, but at least now you know. Like, you'd be surprised. People out here running around stamping papers that have not read their handbook. They don't even know what they can do. So that's another thing. Read your handbook. Understand your industry. Get some training. Do some research. Okay. Like, you need to understand what your industry is and how to make money in it. The other thing is we need to be more technologically savvy. Okay, so the idea of, everyone knows that e-notary is where we're going, period, right? The idea that, oh, I'm not going to do e-notary because I don't know how is ridiculous. Okay, you need to learn. You didn't know how to drive either, but you do that, right? You learned it. You like the same way you're going to learn e-notary. You need to learn. That's important. The other thing is customer service. And I put an article out on LinkedIn about this when I said something about like the problem is you. A lot of times when period. Okay. When I go to what am I trying to say? What the problem is you. A lot of times people know how to complete notarizations, but they have horrible customer service skills. So a lot of times when people complain, it's typically about like, oh, she was late, or she didn't call, or she was rude, or like her how do you call it? Like her social skills or whatever. She just wasn't friendly. She came off as standoffish. She has hold on. My friend told me this. What's the word? Oh, I'm trying to be cool. I'm hanging out with a bunch of 20-year-olds. They're trying to teach me stuff. That's like my mom. Oh gosh. I am 20. Okay. I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, so your face always looks like you got an attitude. Fix your face. Okay. A lot of people just need to work on that, like their friendliness, their customer service, they're being on time, they're being organized, not showing up with loan docs in your hand and, having wrinkled papers, but making sure stuff is done in order and in excellence. Like that, a lot of times it's just you that's messing up the process. And it's not that you didn't know what a note was or interest rate, but you were late and you didn't call anybody. And we had to call you for you to tell us that, oh, I'm just 10 minutes away. We didn't know that, sir and ma'am. Okay. There you go. RBF. That's what it is. RBF. So that's what they're saying now. People be saying, "Oh, I got an RBF." Okay, well, if you have an RBF, you're gonna have to turn it off. Okay, when you're going to work. Okay, you can turn it off when you go to work. Okay, and put on the happy face. Okay, the happy face. Let's do that. Okay. Can I make a video on categories? I will have Kendra do that because Kendra's really, really good about Kendra's really, really good with organizing and marketing, things like that. So we are actually having Kendra do more trainings on marketing. So you guys will hear from her. She's amazing. And it's really good because you have to, any business, two of the key pieces to any business is marketing and sales. Okay. And so as a notary, you're going to have to market, right? So that's Google Business. That's that Popple business cards. That's, it's a lot of different ways to market, social media, whatever the case is, to get your brand out there, and then making that sale, making that transaction, closing that title company or signing service or car dealership or tow truck company that says, hey, we want to use your notary signing service. And then once you make that sale, right, that first order, and you do it, now it's client management. How are you managing that client? How are you dealing with that client? So I have a rule of thumb. Whenever I meet anyone that I'm doing business with, I always make a note to follow up with them within a couple of days. So typically within like 2 to 3, depends on the relationship, no more than 5 days, they'll receive either a email from me, an e-gift card, a call, a text, something like that. They'll let you know, hey, Jessica, it was so wonderful meeting you at da, 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 da. I'm super excited to build a relationship with you. We should get coffee, or, you know, whatever the case is. I'm really, really big on client retention, client management, and on networking too. Okay. So that's really, really big. How do I enter the printer contest? Oh, did you guys know we're giving away a printer? What? Yes. So you have to go on Instagram and Facebook. There's a post on there. I'll repost it out today. But all you have to do is go on there and share the post, tag some friends. It's really simple. Y'all can do that in your sleep. Okay. And that's how you enter. But the posts of the rules of how to enter are on Instagram and on Facebook. Okay. How do you sign up for the classes? Go to notarytonotary.com and you'll see all of our courses and our live webinars on recorded webinars, and then our live trainings are on Eventbrite. But if you hit events, it'll take you there so you can see all the live trainings that we have coming up. And actually, I'll show you really quick some of them that we have coming up so you guys can see how to register for the live events. Fingers crossed. Okay. Okay. I apologize. 1 second. All right. So you have Remote Online Notary 101. That's a free training that's coming up on May the 4th. I think it's Thursday. No, it's not Thursday. It's Wednesday. May Notary Networking Event is in Richmond, Virginia. We're going to have Qdoba because, you know, I love my queso. Tacos and training and networking. That is May 5th in Virginia. So like RVA near the airport. Signing Service Masterclass. That is on May 7th at 10 a.m. And really quick, I want to highlight why the Masterclass costs more than most of our trainings. So it's equivalent to what you can earn. So you got to think about it. If your a signing service can easily make millions of dollars. That is very doable. If you could think about a notary signing agent making 6 figures and you have boatloads of notaries working underneath you, now you can kind of see why. Like, you can make quite a bit of money. Okay? Listen. All right. So it's definitely very profitable, but I have to stress, you need to be organized. You need to understand systems. Okay. And you have to be willing to learn. Period. Okay. What is the best way to sign with my signing service? You just create a profile on signingorder.com. Ta-da! That's it. And then take your notary signing agent certification exam. So that's on the website too at notarytonotary.com. All those are required now for people to receive work from On Time Notary. So if you haven't taken your notary, okay, hold on. It's a lot of notary coming out. All right, I'm logged into the wrong one. I want to give you guys the link for the exam. Then after you take the exam, all you would do is upload the certificate to. My phone's going crazy, but don't worry, darling. I have it under control. Don't laugh. Like, everything is going crazy at one time. I was trying to give you the link to. Okay, then after you take it, all you would do is upload your completion certificate to Signing Order. Simple, easy as pie. You can use the promo we have going on right now for the exam as well. Okay. Copy link. You know what's funny? I'm about to leave. You know a funny joke? Luke and I'm about to meet with Luke for iNotarize to do some more development on the platform. But it's funny, we're both about to meet at a separate place because both of our ACs don't work. They both just went out on us. It was like, oh my gosh. He was like, oh, you can't come to the building. Our AC just went out. I was like, oh my God, my AC just went out too. Shout out to the HVAC workers, okay? Because I know they're really busy right now. What is that? I think there's something to that. Like, as soon as the heat kicks in, the HVAC's like, oh, wait, we weren't ready. We were enjoying the winter break. I don't know, but I was like, yeah, my AC just kicked out too. But anyway, shout out to HVAC. Anyway, that's one thing I do not know how to fix, okay? But anyway, that was Luke. I have to meet with Luke in a minute. Anyway, so these are the things that are coming up. Signing Service Masterclass, Loan Doc Masterclass, General Notary Work 101, Notary Networking Event coming up again June 24th, and iNotarize Launch Party. So that is coming up July 15th. If you do not have your ticket for that, you need to get it. Get your ticket. Which course you recommend? The All-Inclusive Notary Signing Agent all-inclusive notary signing agent bundle. One of those two. Start there. The heat came in fast. I'm trying to figure that out. Like, ma'am, sir, and ma'am. Okay. Do I need to take your Civic training class in order to take your notary certificate exam? Are you limited on the exam besides having passed? No. So you do not have to take my training to take the certificate exam. As long as you can pass the exam, you're good to go. Okay. Do you have any tips on getting your Google page verified at a physical location? Yes. I said that too. No front. That's not. Yeah, you have to do it. Okay. I'm going to do a training on it. So that you can still verify without having a storefront. You can do a video. I have to get, because I just did it for somebody else, but they actually had an office space. Just use your house as your office. Well, you don't, let me think about it. I think you're talking about, because now they're not doing the postcards anymore. They're doing the mailings. So let me think about it, and I'm gonna give you an answer back to that, because you don't have an actual office space for your notary business. You probably could still use your space and just say like your home office, and just show because it asks you for your LLC, like your formation paperwork, just show like your commission stamp and things like that. Like I would just show like how you are a business, and just put like you're a home-based business. So that's why you don't have, like, show it. They just need to understand. So I would just kind of do that, like show your business materials. And then, say in the video, I'm a home-based business and I provide mobile services. So I would do that. Are all the membership options listed on your site through Thinkific? All your membership options listed on your site through Thinkific. Not if the directory is not. The directory is separate. So if you have a directory option, it's not going to be shown on Thinkific. Everything else is. I think I got your email. Did you email me about that? I think I saw. Is it TKD Pro, something like that? If that's you, I saw your email. We're working on it, and I saw it in my inbox. You sent it this morning, so I saw your email. We're gonna look into it for you. How many notary documents should one do before loan signings? It's no exact amount. Is when you feel ready. I was wondering that too, because I can't get to my notary business verified on Google, so I don't have the location. I purchased a virtual office for my Google business verification. Yeah, that's what I would try first, but also I would just call them. They have a support line. Call them and tell them what you do, tell them how you do it, and see what they say is the best way to do it. Okay. Yeah, I would just, because I did the video for someone else, I would just show them your paperwork and show them what you're doing. And then I would just say, this business I work from home, because it should be on your business license. If you have a business license, it'll show that your address or whatever. So I don't want my home address listed on my Google business page. So I provide mobile services. I would just probably do that. And then also try to give them a call to support and see what they say. Okay. I like that. I'm not taking no for an answer. Let's get it. All right, guys. That is all since the clock on the wall. You guys are awesome and amazing on purpose. I will talk to you guys luego, and I will be posting out the signing service cohort. So we are limiting it to 5 people. If you're interested in getting into that cohort, definitely touch base at that time so we can all be on the same page. And I'm about to get out of here because the sun is coming up and the AC is not coming on. So it's time to go. It is time to hit the road, darling, until my HVAC guy shows up. All right, guys. That's also the clock on the wall. I will see you guys luego. Be awesome on purpose. And y'all know how we do. Until next time, happy signing and all of the above. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey guys, have you had a chance to grab your new Notary to Notary Notary Journal? Super excited. We just launched our new Notary Journal, and it's super awesome because you can keep track of every single one of your notarial acts, including your e-notary acts, all in one place. And also in the very beginning of the journal, there is a guide with common loan terms and definitions of the most common notarial acts just for you. Get your copy online today at Amazon.com. And until next time, happy signing.
Who is that girl? Isn't she so delightful? She is so sweet. Who is that? Who's that girl? La 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 la. Don't laugh.
Interested in working remotely from home with the ability to set your own schedule? Then contact Notary to Notary. Our online training program teaches individuals everywhere how to create and run successful notary businesses nationwide. Whether you're looking for supplemental or full-time income, we'll teach you the benefits of being a business owner, including time and financial freedom. Visit notarytonotary.com to learn more about our training program.